Ladies and gentlemen, say no to odd decks. Baku, he's a trap. I don't trust him, I don't like him, I'm not into him. He's wrong, he's bad, he's not good. So we're not going to be doing no odd decks today. No, 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 no. Let me hear you say, yeah, 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 yeah. Alright, what are we going to be doing? Yeah, get out of here. That deck's kind of funny. This deck doesn't work. We're getting so sick even handlock decks? Alright, so we already have some important things to do. Blackwalled Pixie. Refresh your hero power. Oh, hi, Bark. Oh my god. So, there is this. Okay, here's some derpy stuff I was thinking of. Here's some derpy stuff I was thinking of. Let me show you this. Alright, so first of all, for any of you who don't know this combination, Summoning Portal, your minions cost 2 less, but not less than 1. You put in 2 of those. You also put in some meat wagons, because this says summon a minion from your deck with less attack than this minion. So we could do some sort of meat lock. Meat locker. We do something like this that involves a summoning portal, and you know what's great with a summoning portal? I'm thinking 1 mana Phantom Malicious. Is that 4 mana copy a person's face? Does that thing still exist? What's its name? Faceless something? Not Faceless Manipulator. Damn, it's not here. The Faceless something. Something, something, something. We could do something with the meat wagon and the summoning portal for the purposes of hilarity. See, part of me really wants to, God, that's so loud outside. It's probably not loud for you, but it's loud for me. So part of me wants to do this combination. Do you guys know this one? Where is it? Yeah. Now you might be like, why? Why would you ever want to run this? Well, once again, dude, we got a summoning portal. So if we like Void Terror with Glinda with Echo, we can get an unbelievably huge Void Lord man that will get silenced. That actually sucks. None of that's good. None of that's good. All right, what sort of ridiculous deck do we want to make? What's a good fun-looking deck? We can do this Token Druid. This Token Druid's pretty good. It does lose to Warlock. Here's an interesting deck that I was trying out. This is an attempt at a big Mage deck. And I'm really tempted to... This is an attempted control deck. We have the Cone of Cold here to be able to deal with all the Palymans out there. There's a pretty good amount of way. I think that I might actually be okay against the Palymans. Dragon's Fury, obviously, is a very strong sweeper, but it's important to note that we don't really need this to be gigantic. This doesn't need to consistently do 6 or higher. It can just do 3 by hitting the ice barrier. No ice blocks, we have ice barrier. Let me do a thought in here. This is kind of interesting to me. No voodoo dolls. Not right now, but I think it's arguable that we could put in a voodoo doll. Add 1 random mage spell to your hand. This is kind of like the replacement Kabbalist Tome, which is pretty important. Missing voodoo doll seems kind of iffy. It's less iffy than you think. I don't think that is necessarily the big problem, but I think that I'm going to put in just 1. I think 1 voodoo doll seems reasonable. Not really running anything else other than the Bonfire Elemental. God, that is so loud outside. Let's try an attempted control deck. I lost some points because I lost some games last night, but then also I was trying to play a game of Dota. And it kept being like, queue up. Alright, let me just leave this game. So I'd leave, and the queue would fail, and then queue up. Alright, this game isn't working, the queue would fail.
You asked for it.
Can't hear anything outside you? Man, that's great. Are we snap freezing this deck, Siege Rabbit? Maybe, man. Maybe. My nose is a little runny today. I think it's because it's cold in here. I think I am going to do this. No more 3-drops in the deck. See, I'm tempted to run the Ruby Spellstone because we have enough elementals to trigger. Firefly is 1, 2, 3, 4. Arcane Artificer is 5, 6. Pyros is 7, 8, 9. And then we have 10, 11. We might just cut the Bonfire Elementals and put in those. This is a completely acceptable solution.
An incredible discovery.
Ah. I just finished eating salad. I had a big thing of salad in my teeth.
Engaging TC-130 into dislocator.
Alright.
I found it first.
So we're against a Spiteful Druid, so this is going to be important against his spitefully summoned boy. So he's not holding a dragon, so that's valuable for us. Let's go ahead and play this and this. I'm not entirely sure yet what I think about the Bonfire Elementals. I think that maybe they're pretty good. Oh, I'm sorry, the hydrogen peroxide's in the way. By the way, someone was freaking out that I just kept a bottle of hydrogen peroxide on there. It's for my contact solution. Phasing out. Come here. Come here.
Engaging TC-130.
Yeah, there you go. That's your spot on the notes. Alright, so basically, the most important thing about the construction of this deck is what's the meta look like? And right now, it looks like, I'd say there's 3 big archetypes. One is the odd paladin that really floods a ton. And just general flood and aggro decks. So against flood, actually, so in the aggro archetypes, there's flood decks and there's face decks. The difference being flood decks are trying to make so many small threats on the board by flooding it that you eventually get pinged down because you just can't quite eliminate all the threats. So each 1/1 might get in 3 attacks before it gets killed. This is your token paladin. So let's see here. I think it's acceptable to just do these. So we have our flood decks. So against those, we just need lots and lots and lots of sweepers, which I think we achieve. 2 Dragon's Furies, 2 Blizzards, 2 Flame Strikes, a Baron Geddon, Doomsayers. I think we're okay against those. I think I'm not entirely positive, but we're going to try to avoid polymorphing this. This is not a significant threat, really. We want a Blizzard and Doomsayer for sure, though. This is less transparent. So against aggro decks, we need to have enough ways to heal up and stabilize. That's where I'm a little doubtful. We are running the 2 Artificers and 2 Ice Barriers in place of Ice Blocks. This is probably the most significant difference going on. So there's a few things to worry about here. One is he has a Spellbreaker as one of these 2 cards. So certainly this. Absolutely certainly this. I'm not going to play this yet. If we play these 3 and then run out Dragon Collar Alana, that can be helpful. I shouldn't talk about the broad meta. I'll talk about that between the games. Spiteful Summoner. Yep. Okay, so we're going to be okay. So first we do this. Again, to just buy us a turn. And then we're setting up for a significant Dragon Collar Alana in a moment. He hasn't played a Spiteful Summoner, and if he has whiffed on Ultimate Infestation, which I assume that he has, I mean, this card is very reasonably Ultimate Infestation. Okie dokie. Erky Durky. So I think I hit this one to make everything flame strikeable. Now we're going to take a little bit of damage here. May as well just begin to ping this down. Ideally, his temptation is, oh my god, we've got him! I'm going to play a whole bunch of huge nerds. Or a whole bunch of small nerds.
Truth is found.
It's great. And then like a Tar Creeper and a Serenite Chain Gang or something. That's one of the worst outcomes that we could ever have happen, but such is life. We are very fucked. Actually, we just can't deal with Tarantus, can we? Ooh, I didn't think about that. I was saving this for that. Because, I mean, in theory what we would do is we would sheep this. Then we'd drop a bomb and be able to stabilize.
Amazing.
Alright, I gotta concede.
You win this time.
Voodoo Doll does help us there. Let me talk about my logic of the deck thus far. Okay, so for instance, if I when I think about what the threatening decks are, first of all, I think about aggro. Flood Paladins, we need a lot of resweepers. We need a lot of resweepers. And so in terms of the resweeperage, a lot of Dragon's Fury, a lot of Blizzard, a lot of Meteor, a lot of Flame Strike, a lot of Baron Geddon. And then, of course, we have the Arcane Artificer and the Ice Barriers to heal, as well as some nice low drops. That's part of the reason I'm actually running a Pyros. Because I think that you just need some more presence on the board to be able to deal with that, right? So this is roughly my thought process there. My second consideration is, how do we win against Q-Block, right? Against the other extreme end. This deck actually fares fine against Q-Block. Absolutely fine. Might even put in a second Voodoo Doll. Q-Blocks are just not really feeling that tough for this deck to deal with. Bonfire Elementals I'm not 100% sold on. They seem okay. They seem okay. The other flip side thing is, how do we deal with the Spiteful decks? And it's basically big values off sweeps and shit like that. There is one essential missing card in all of this. One more show. The essential card. Do you see what essential card is missing from this that the old Big Mage deck had? It's a weirdly important one. Dark Lord Ben, happy birthday. This deck doesn't struggle that much against Q-Block because it can just keep disabling threats with polymorphs and voids. Cabal's Tome is the missing card. Cabal's Tome is the big, significant missing card. Because we don't actually have very much draw. We play very slow, very deliberate, very fatiguey. And for that reason, I was thinking, like, hey, maybe a lesser Ruby Spellstone. I mean, look at how many elementals we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we can even cut the 2 Bonfire Elementals. Very often, this will be 2 or 3 spells. Here's the issue I have with the lesser Ruby Spellstone, though. We have Dragon's Fury, which is reveal a spell from your deck, deal damage equal to its cost. Right? We also have Raven's Familiar. Reveal a spell in each deck. If yours costs more, draw it. So, the additions to this deck that are questionable is I'm putting in the Firefly because there's so much aggro, and so there is a way to proc with the Bonfire Elemental. Put a Mountain Giant. We don't have a lot of card draw in here. Not running Arcane Intellects. Hand will constantly be full. No, it's not going to be full pretty much at all. Thing is that you got to be really careful with thinking about any spell that's 3 or lower. This is the danger. Lesser Ruby Spellstone. If we Dragon's Fury a Lesser Ruby Spellstone, that really hurts a lot. And I think Dragon's Fury is really important at 5 cost. Let's see here. This is a really nice, consistent removal. I'm starting to wonder if maybe the Firefly is the thing that needs to go. Like, if we do this, and then just try to come up with some other cards that can fill in. Don't want any of these cheap spells. Like, this could be a potential answer to Sweepery Deeperies. We can't run the Spellstones now because we have really... Oh, this is an idea. I don't think I had this guy yet. Arcane Keysmith could be something good. Mrs. says, happy Wednesday, Sean. Celebrating my birthday today with an awesome peach sour from Cascade. Hope you're doing well, man. I'm doing great. See, this is where Kabbalist's Tome is a particularly strong card to run. I'm actually very concerned about running out of cards. Like, here's something that I kind of want to... This is something I kind of want to just try. This feels really dangerous to do. But I'm interested. I'm interested in this. Because if we run the Firefly, we have some answers to the aggro stuffs. This combos well with the Lesser Ruby Spellstone. We have to keep this a high percentage of the time. We have enough elementals to proc it with 1, 6, 9, 11, 12. I think it could be interesting. Yeah, Tome is rotated out, which really, it's just really kind of a kick in the nuts. I like how I say that in a very thoughtful way. Yeah, you know, it's just, kick in the nuts, you know? Aphasia says, hi chat, hi day 9. Got tons of shit done today. Feels good to chill. And I mean, that's great. What'd you get done today? This, I think, is a very acceptable thing. Here's a completely alternative route. Instead of this Spellstone Firefly combination, which could potentially be anti-value, this could be considered. We run another Voodoo Doll. Then we just put in some defense, man. And 1 value Bonfire Elemental. Yeah. This seems reasonable. Saps says, I spent my whole day writing a single SQL server query, like 9 hours. That sounds like SQL.
Jaina versus Uther.
No Alex Straza?
I will
No.
fight with honor.
Doesn't seem
You
great.
asked for it.
Lich King over Bonfire for value? Maybe, but Bonfire Elemental does a number of things. It draws us a card, it's a 5/5 body, and it has lifesteal. Because it is an elemental. We're against a paladin. Alright, so this is a good opportunity to do some testing. Frostlich Jaina we would be comfortable keeping in some of the matchups. But we wanna really try to test out one theory right now, which is the it's not an odd paladin. I'm panicking. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know, man. I've just been Oh,
Put this apple on your head.
we've been so heinously wounded.
An incredible discovery.
Pyros is actually kind of not. We can theoretically just get that one out, totally. Yeah, yeah, great point. Yeah, we can ditch that puppet. I think this is the more important one to hit right now. And I'll do this. Pyros is not actually that critical. I just think Pyros is cool. He's really slow. Yeah, maybe we don't need that. Maybe we just focus on being even more obnoxious and controlling. And see, now we have the... See, this is where Dragon's Fury with the Ruby Spellstone doesn't really matter that much. Alright? What's cooking? Good looking. The enemy board! However, I am vehemently against drawing. Yeah, we gotta cut Pyros. Pyros is actually an issue. We could free up some room here. Arcane Tyrants are just nice as a mid-range-ish answer.
The light dims, but
Now I think many of you are seeing why I was suggesting running one copy of Cone of Cold. It's a very flexible card. Does the logo always announce subs? No, that's brand ass new. Ah, yes. Somebody tell our opponent to chill. But I'd like to highlight the extraordinary problem that we see right here in this situation. We are about to play one sweeper, and then I have a second sweeper, and a third, and technically a fourth, but... we're getting awfully damn close to being a little empty on... because if he keeps reflooding his board, could be a potent for the end. I mean, I think it's pretty clear with Blizzard. Like, we're low, so we'll have to Artifice and Meteor next turn. Highly likely.
Reporting for duty.
Maybe just Flame Strike.
Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty.
Yeah, you like that subtle ass thing? Guess how long your name's up for now? 9 seconds. I'm frightened about that 8-mana weapon, man. I'm losing sleep over that 8-mana weapon, I'm telling you.
Reporting for duty.
Now, do I Arcane Artificer and just blast this? I think like this. Because he can go like double Blessing of Kings and get us real low, but that's an ideal target for the Meteor to heal back up.
Reporting for duty.
So you get just one of these for value. Oh. Maybe we're actually okay. Maybe we're actually okay. Hi, Cheer Hex.
Reporting for duty. Reporting
So
for
glad it's
duty.
just one of these guys. See, again, he can double buff this, but I don't think he would run a Leroy Jenkins. I think I'm still safe. Maybe I'm just misestimating. I have, like, more options than I'd considered. Like, that's good.
Reporting for
Put your
duty.
faith in the light. Actually seems pretty good. Pyrus is better than I thought. Seems kind of important to just have a body that keeps coming out. Maybe we're actually okay. Maybe our deck's fine. It's neither odd nor even. I actually think he is a paladin. I have to have courage. That's part of why I think maybe it was incorrect to run out both of these puppies. It's just the most uneventful thing I could have ever done. I mean, if he couldn't blow us up at 11, I don't see how 2 cards could change that now that we're at 14.
Reporting for duty. Ungoro belongs to the Titan.
It does kind of suck a little bit. It'd be funny if it just reveals the secret. Yeah. God, I miss having the ball stones in there.
An incredible discovery!
Should have used Arcanologist first. I don't necessarily think so. I mean, I want to keep this body alive, because Dragon's Fury would have killed this. That is the significant consideration. Let's play this first, and then probably this and ping.
I found it first!
I actually think it's more value to ping here, because a lot of these decks run buffs. Yeah, I think it's 100% correct not to play the Arcanologist first, so that way we guarantee the board gets built. God, that's such a good spell. Like this, yeah.
Go away.
I found it first!
You're very slow and deliberate today.
Reporting for duty.
I found it first!
I don't need no stinking Jaina. By the way. I don't know about the Stonehill Defender in general, but it seems like a good as any way to get card draw. Like we have card draw from Pyros, Stonehill Defender, Raven's Familiar, Arcanologist, and the Bonfire Elemental, which is maybe enough to stabilize. Was that supposed to be Ben Brode? No, Ben Brode is a unique New York. Do I miss Ice Block in this deck?
Shall be
I
mine.
thought I would miss the
You asked
ever-living
for it.
shit out of it, and I really don't. I think we just hold on to this. Because he's gonna basically have librarians at the start of the game, which I have a right-click for. And I have the voodoo dolls. The language is merging! It's merging! Hey, by the way, since we're about halfway through the 30-day projects, look how fast that flew. Isn't that amazing? Since we're about halfway through the 30-day projects, if any of you are feeling behind or not good or bad, sad, bad or something like that, man, don't worry about it at all, man. Take 5 weeks, take 6 weeks. Readjust your expectations. Just try to keep moving forward. Or as my mother would say, just keep stepping over dead bodies. She'd always say to me when I'd be really stressed out because I had too much going on, I had like too many deadlines to hit. She said, "Don't worry, Sean, just keep stepping over dead bodies. You just gotta keep moving." Thanks, Mother. So I think I do this. That seems pretty good. I think that, strategically speaking, I don't really ever want to have more than one dude on the board.
What we do.
What the shit? Surprise, motherfucker. I think this is fine. Let's draw another spell. This deck has nothing but cheap spells in it, so... Oh! Okay, so this guy is probably Rin. Maybe I should have shot that, but... You'd have to spend quite a spell on that guy. I'm not entirely sure why he's running a Siphon Soul, though. Why can't I Voodoo Doll and select the enemy Warlock? Or choose a weapon? You dare summon me, GG. I'm gonna hit him.
Magic shall not save you.
It does suck a little bit. It does suck a little bit, but, you know, not the most. Pyros was simply there for the surface of value anyways.
Reality. Whoa.
Well played.
See, it's like right now when I begin to feel bad. I feel like I need a pinch more card draw. Because if the decks are sufficiently slow and sufficiently powerful, the only way in which I'm able to win in that situation is by going very deep into fatigue. And that's where the slowness of the deck is extremely helpful. Okay, so I mean, it's pretty clear some of the things that we're doing. Alright, we do this.
Incredible discovery.
I feel like we gotta do this, right? I don't attack with this. Alright, so he hasn't drawn it. I spy a Defiley guy. Not so bad. These are good because we just get value out of these like pretty much every single time.
There is a method to my madness.
good. One Skulking Geist, maybe? I don't see how that really helps us too much.
I see lunch now. Dinner.
It's a doomsayer. I'm like, Lamau.
Extraordinary.
You're telling me, friend. Maybe one Arcane Intellect. I can't tell if that's more helpful or hurtful.
Out of my jungle. Me angry. Lost away.
There is a method to my madness.
Alright, so the Gul'dan we're worried about. The Gul'dan. Do you want any weapon destruction like an Ooze or Harrison? You know what? That's it. That's the solution. I think Harrison is really powerful in the current meta. I think we cut Pyrus. Alright, well, I'm thinking a polymorph off the top. That was elaborate. See, we want to draw cards, but you can see how grindy this Mage deck is. We don't want to draw too many cards. We don't want to draw too many cards. That's the thing. This is fine. Okay. That helps.
Well played.
Really wish I did have those. Let's see, we've done 1, 2. Is that really it? I'm probably gonna show the Flame Strike here. All right.
Well played.
This guy talks a lot. See, this is where a Cabalist's Tome is like so freaking helpful. So helpful, because it's card draw without snatching it from the deck. Makes it just so useful. That's great. That's great they didn't do that. I can just Dragon Caller now. Summon a handful of 5/5s.
Daughters of Flame, awaken!
Oh, it's on. Just a few. Would you consider teching in an Inkmaster Solia? Maybe to just remind myself how good I am at card predictions.
So many possibilities.
Woody Iterin says, damn, should have clipped that message about DK30. Could you repeat that part about not being scared so I can clip that and post in the Discord? Sure, sure. Alright.
So many possibilities.
Alright, for any of you who are in the DK30, the 30-day project challenge, I just want to stress, we're about halfway through. And I would expect a significant number of you, probably like well over 50%, are just way off track of where you anticipated being. And that's totally fine and totally normal. And don't worry at all. Just note the specific ways in which it's different. Maybe readjust your expectations of what you can and can't accomplish in the next 2 weeks. Or take 5 weeks, or take 6 weeks. He's immediately going to run out Gul'dan. And that's don't even worry about it. This is literally happening with my own project, because mine was half research, half implementation, and about halfway through the research part, and I'm realizing, shit, I actually have a hell of a lot more issues than I previously realized. Also, I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm the luckiest man in Hearthstone, so let's just go ahead and hit a flame strike. And this is representative of how you are going to be just fine with your projects. Potato, potato. Yeah. So we're more than likely dead.
Out of cards.
This matchup is a little easier when you get the Frostlich Jaina out. Yeah. This was a surprisingly close game. I do think that trying to figure out how much card draw is okay is the tricky part. How close this was. Got right up to the end. Funnily enough, if we had actually hit that 7 mana, it would have been in clean, clear, golden shape. What are 5 mana things? Way too risky. This doesn't feel that great. Yeah, I really think that this is maybe the only change I really want to make. That's good. We're like on the cusp of something awesome, because once we get Frostlich Jaina out, that's really good. Like the other big mage we ran was like legend quality. How's Deck of Wonders risky? Maybe for other players, but not for you.
You asked for it.
True, true. Alright, we always keep Dragon's Fury. We always keep Arcanologist, and because we're up against a Paladin, we're going to keep Harrison Jones. And by the way, I always see this as his hands. That's apparently a bow, but like, I see this as his hands, where he's like scheming. He's like,
Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty.
So I think the Doomsayer is completely acceptable to run out right now. Those aren't Harrison's hands? No, that is a bow. You can see his hand. You see like right above the left side, you actually see his fingers, sort of like this, reaching over. See, I thought it was hands here, but this is actually an artifact. And see, he has his little greedy little hands there on the other side. And you can see from his elbow bend and the other that it's actually like going off frame like that. So there's no way he can kill this unless he has a Divine Maul that also gives +1 attack.
Out of my jungle.
I do want to do this since we have a good amount of HP. We'll generally draw. Amazingly, we don't have that many spells in the deck. Part of me wants to jam another Flame Strike in there, but I think that's ambitious. Maybe that's actually fine.
Reporting for duty.
The light protects me.
Reporting
Maybe
for
cut a
duty.
Meteor and put in a... I think we cut a Voodoo Doll and put another Flame Strike. Sounds a little better.
An incredible discovery.
So So we're going to draw the ice barrier, and we're going to do like this, so that way we can kind of ensure that we're regularly sweeping his board away. Here he doesn't have a good opportunity to level up. Level up is the most significant thing to play around. Huh, I wonder why he's running that card. Doesn't really need to run that card.
I found it first.
What about jamming some of the Arcane Misses to deal with flood boards? I think we're actually okay on flood boards. I think we are. I think it's that if we have a longer matchup, I worry that our hand empties a little too quickly. I think we actually have enough sweepers for our Paladin friends.
For duty.
This deck might actually just be fine.
The light dims, but we fight.
Speak your peace.
It's also arguable that Arcanologists and Ice Barriers are unnecessary.
I found it first.
So then he's going to play a Vine Cleaver. We'll draw 8, and then play Harrison and draw to 9.
Reporting for duty.
We could cut Arcanologists and the Ice Barriers completely. It's a very reasonable thing to say. I have some ideas.
I wonder.
However, a turn like this one is the reason I like this. I like the secrets. Yeah, pretty good. Although I would have preferred that he played that last turn. However, I have the play.
Reporting for duty.
Reality.
The end is coming!
I'm not quite ready to abandon my Arcanologist Ice Barrier yet. Awfully tough time playing Little Nerds, huh?
I wonder.
Voodoo Doll seems a bit OP to people. I think Voodoo Doll is a relatively weak card. Doesn't seem so strong, honestly. Seems like a fine card. Seems okay. It just needs a lot of setup, and it's very, very conditional. It's kind of like have the most expensive removal that also demands some sort of combinationing.
Ungoro belongs to the site.
Fuck. 3, 4,
Reporting
5,
for
6, 7, 8,
duty.
9, 10, 11. Ah, shit balls. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yes.
Do not fear power. Fear those who wield it.
So we have 28 health, and he can deal 23 burst damage with 1 level up. He'll kill us with 2 level ups, which sucks.
The light dims, but we fight.
I will silence this.
It's always a little tricky to try to do a prediction around a Sunkeeper when it is an odd-only deck. well. This helps. Doesn't necessarily solve all our life problems, though. I think Voodoo Doll helps with this particular deck. If we cut the Arcanologist,
I wonder.
we could maybe even run Arcane Intellects, which sounds a little crazy, but... everybody now. It's a real pity what happened with that Vine Cleaver, man. You'll draw another one. Maybe we actually just have enough draw. You get another bonfire up. Excuse me, elemental. Acolytes of Pain. Feels painfully slow.
Hello.
31, feeling fine. Well, I mean, that's good. That's good. Bonfires instead of Tyrants? I'd prefer to keep both. I really, really, really like the Tyrants. You know, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. I need to wait for the other Vine Cleaver, because the only way that we really lose at this point is the other Vine Cleaver. If I play a Dragon's Fury and then run out the Arcanologist, or if I play Dragon's Fury and just polymorph thing, then we will have 1, 2, 3 5-costers.
Out of my jungle!
Also, this question is getting asked a ton in chat. Chat, would you please be so kind as to help me out on this? A lot of people are asking about if I'm going to play MTG Arena, such as Try Hard Pants. I'm getting this question a lot in the last 2-3 weeks. The answer is like 100% super duper yes. So, don't mind me if I... Oh, he fucked up, man. He ruined himself. You dare Liam me? Alright, well, one of two things is going to go down. So it's either Polymorph, Blizzard, Meteor, or Flame Strike. So if we hit the 1 and 4... That's the most successful implementation of the Joust mechanic. And then play the Arcanologist for good measure. And also in 4 of these puppies. It's hard to lose given that we can just generate a water elemental every turn. This is why I think it might have been a mistake to run out the Harrison Jones, because I think the only way that we lose is if he Vine Cleavers and builds up such a big board so quickly that he can then just suddenly, like, double
The light protects me.
level up us. Because, I mean, if he's just doing single dude a turn, we're fine. Alright, so I think I hit one of these, and then just run out Dragon Caller Alana. Alternatively, we can just get a water elemental out of this, and that's probably better. I really like Arcane Tyrant. It's a very nice card. You considered cards like Marstrake for Death Knight Jaina. Death Knight Jaina doesn't need any help, though. Death Knight Jaina, like, we have a billion ways to trigger Death Knight Jaina. I don't think we need anything that necessarily makes that stronger. I think what we do need is the ability to beat Q block. Okay. Okay. Well, that's good. Kill the tokens. See, look at this. We've drawn almost the same amount of cards as he. Maybe our deck's fine. Maybe we're just fine. Maybe we're just fine.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah, that's where it starts hurting. Here's what I'm gonna do.
Daughters of flame, awaken!
Dragon. Dragon Collar Alana is so great.
The victory is yours.
I want to just look and maybe see if there's another way to get an additional bonfire elemental in here. Like, there is a theorized... Actually, let me just get out of this. Let me do... Extra. Great. There's an argument to be made. What do I not own in Mage? Arcane Keysmith, and is that it? I think that's it. I think I'm all yoked out. There's an argument that the Arcane Keysmith could be an acceptable addition to this. This is... Oh, fuck. I mean, this is a really nice thing to have in there, though. Like, we could do this... and this, and then put in this, and then something like a Tar Creeper, and then another Bonfire, just to make sure that we have some oomph to our deck. I feel really sad on my low end, though. I'm more than willing to give it a shot, though. Keep forgetting that we did put in Harrison Jones. This could also be a Pyros, but I don't actually think that's important. The thing is that the meta is fast and floody. It's a very fast and floody life that you live in the meta right now. And for that reason, everything's sort of shifted downward. Like, if you've looked at any Fire Plume's Heart lists, I mean, they end at 5, basically.
Oh, it is
It's a shitload of cheap taunts. And then, like, you know, 2 Primordial Drakes and stuff like that, but that's it. There are so many Tar Creepers and Stonehill Defenders running around, too. Who's instead of Harrison? I think Harrison really helps us address our card drawing issues very well. Now, why would he do that? He's probably a creature mage. This looks like a creature mage. Who's instead of Harrison? I think I do want Harrison for the draw. I think it's arguable to cut a Bonfire Elemental for a Tar Creeper. I'm trying to find the right mixture of things here. Because if I have a lot of cheap, efficient answers, and then against Flood decks, I'll blow them all up. But then when I'm against a Q block, I'll sort of burn myself out. I'll just run out of juice.
Out of my jungle!
Seems like the ideal choice for us. This is probably an Elemental's creature-only deck, yeah. And I think that we dominate these slower, mid-rangier decks really hard. I have to be extraordinarily cognizant of... Well, actually, we can do like this. Well... I have to be really cognizant of our health. This is significantly better. So I think he's one of these decks that runs low on spells, high on elementals, and then runs Archbishop Arugula, and then the draw 3. This is good, this is good, this is good. Absolutely nothing wrong with running out the Voodoo Doll here. We can, in theory, do this as well in order to get the heals. I like that. Arcane Keysmith is an interesting card. Because technically it lets us do some really clever things. Flexible things, but I haven't thought about the card terribly much, so... Okay, so I mean, I feel pretty in control of this game thus far. I almost want another big spell.
Flames consume you.
Look. Ow. Ooh. See, a turn that's just that damaging is the real scary stuff, you know? Now, he could theoretically kill the 0/7. I don't think that he'll be capable of doing that. But this is the benefit of defensive cards like, you know, the Ice Barrier. Great. Oh, a Shimmering Tempest. Okay. I think the play here is pretty clear. Pretty clear this is a Flame Strike turn.
Reality.
And I think the probability that we actually get to keep this Artificer is reasonably high. So if we don't have Ice Block and Ice Barrier and Ice Block allow us to get real greedy with shit.
Fear those who wield it.
That is a huge issue. No, it's not. Who am I kidding?
Do not fear power. Fear those.
Alright, so I should generally be able to win this handily. Owie. I think we first do this guy. Alright, we're about to have a very derpy game of Hearthstone. And back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I mean, in theory we have an edge because we have spells, and he appears to be an elemental mage, so he's going to have a lot of minions and not as many spells. Never mind, we lose. It's like Pyroblast. Probably is going to get a polymorph, at least one polymorph out of there. Probably a Frostbolt. Probably like Greater Arcane Missiles. Okay. No, the other way. Yep. is a pretty clear turn. We Dragon's Fury. Depends on what we get. If we get a 5-coster, great, we're gonna ping this one. Bring out the little Arcane Tyrant. So we played a Flame Strike, a Blizzard, and a Dragon's Fury. So I don't think we quite have enough value to Dragon Collar. Alana just boom. Marion Lindale says, are there any even decks that actually work? I think even Paladin is a really strong deck. I think it might actually be stronger than the odd Paladin. Data Thief asks if I play any FPS games. I don't. Really don't. Is that bad? Alright, let's do some investigatory work. Let's see what this is. Oh, that's right, it just plays it. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this down.
Job's done.
Now, does this actually get procced for each spell you cast this game? And counter spells, when your opponent casts a spell, counter it. I think it still counts because the spell was cast. Just the effect was countered. I think that's correct. Something like that. So we hit here and ping, right? And theoretically, what we could do is just Dragon Collar it up. I like that play. No.
Reality.
It's gonna be a long game, everyone. This is what I worry about, is that if I draw too deep into my deck, we have someone who's flooding. Well, so he's at 12 cards, we're at 11. He has 5 cards of wonder in there. Oh, we're definitely so dead. See, I really want to put one of those ones in my deck. Man, that card's cool. There's your long-term value card. It's just hard to think how we'd fit it in there.
This power is
Shit. Thunderstorm. Wow. Okay, video game. Alright, video game. So since all my shit's gonna have 5 health, I want to hit this so he can't one it up. I'm certainly good at it. Alright, nice. My understanding of counterspell was correct. Yeah! I think we might be unfavored in this matchup, amazingly.
Time melts away.
He just runs that? I guess that makes sense, I guess. I don't know his deck very well, to be honest. Oh my god. Snap, freeze. The brutality. Alright, back to the grind. I don't think I win against this. Yeah. Boom, bam. End your turn, Lucky Owl. Not much I can do about that. He does have Pyros. Do I care that much? If I summon a Horde of these, he's gonna hit one and then ping it. It seems bad. I think this is actually what we wish to do. I hope he just Deck of Wonders himself for lethal. Honest to God, I really don't know how we win this.
I'm burning up.
To your face. Ah! Oh man. Fuck.
Brothers, heed my call.
Brothers, heed my... Heed it. Dude, if he ripped another counter spell from a spellstone, then I'm gonna hurt a bit. Oh, what? Okay, okay, I was like... I mean, it's not good, but at least it's better. Oh my god, this game's gonna take forever. Maybe our deck's fine. Oh yeah, he just has water elementals. How the hell do I even win this? This isn't going to be doing much for me.
I must decide.
I don't even know if we want this guy. Nothing's really good here.
Time melts away.
This is the best play that I see coming down the pipeline. Running out a bunch of these nerds. And then trying to Dragon's Fury to get the most amount of value out of that polymorph. I mean, this particular matchup seems really rough to play against because it does all the things that we don't do very well. It's generating extra cards from... Oh, well... This is so similar to the play I just declared. He's generating spells from the Ruby Spellstone. How the hell do we get out of this pickle? This is a pickle, man. Alright. This is our last big push. I actually need to just play the Bonfire Elemental. Not like try to draw with it, because I want to be behind on cards. This might just be the one unfortunate shitter matchup. I think we just accept that it's a shitter matchup. What a play. Same deck. Oh, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Alright, 0 value left. Boom. What was once consistent now doesn't do dick. Dude, I really hope the Deck of Wonders rips him a sprint. That's how we win this. We have no answer to Pyros now. Oh, believe me, I know. But I don't know if he knows that. Oh my god, it's 0 mana. Now he's gonna play Pyros. Fuck. He should. This is when his Pyros will shine. Oh, he's gonna hit me for 2 damage. Okay. Where my Baronet? Where my Baronet? I think this is just the one really bad matchup because he has Servant of Kalamos to get extra elementals. He has the Ruby Spellstones to get extra spells. And I think that there's just not that much we can do about this. I think that this is just a stinky spot. His Ruby Elemental, or his Ruby Spellstone could spawn more Ruby Spellstones, creating a cascade of Casinoage. Yep, there's the trade. By God, I think he's done it. Some of your water elementals have died this game. The fuck? I don't want to play it now. Shit, shit, shit. I do not want to draw with it. I actually think this represents a better decision. Whoa! The Cauldron Elemental! Oh my goodness. Alright, well. Don't really know what to do about that.
I'm almost out of cards.
Let's even them up. Alright, it's really Deck of Wonders into Sprint. That's what we need. Is this the end?
I curse them all!
This is a value deck gone right, man.
I'm out of cards.
He's hitting me with that well played. We heal for a bunch.
I'm almost out of cards.
Isn't this... I think that if this Deck of Wonders hits him with a sprint, we could be able to do it. Could be. How long was this? This game took some time. Talk about it like it's past tense, but if you're watching with us live, it's still going. Fuck yeah, I want to draw. Deck of Wonders into Sprint. Oh, come on. Yeah. You know, I think there's nothing to learn from that because, like, in terms of just, okay, this is just a general game design thing. If you have two entities in a game that are similar in 90% of the ways and then 10% different, it's extremely common for one to just be more powerful, right? Like, if we're two heroes in a MOBA and we both have the same health, the same armor, the same abilities, but maybe one person attacks a little more, or deals a little more damage, and moves a little slower, and the other one moves a little faster, and deals a little less damage, right? That's the only difference, right? There's just that small difference. Very often, this leads to, like, the high damage dealing one to just be strictly better because in this game you need to lane And so I can just push you out of lane. Even though you're faster, you literally never get to sit here and last hit because then I kill you. Things like that. And so when I look at a deck that's really similar to ours, but like a little different, I actually think that his is just the slightly different, better version. Like, he runs the Ruby Spellstones. He runs the Servant of Kalamos. These guys are pretty much never going to draw, because the only cards that this deck is actually running are Mind Controls, and it's a spiteful deck, is what it is. Yeah, so I'm just never that concerned if I'm losing to something that's really similar to mine, but a little better, because he just... That's one of the benefits of his deck construction, is he just fucking beats ours. Like, in the end, I had no cards and he had 5 cards, and he's generated 7 cards. No, he's generated 8 cards over the course of the game. 2 from the Servant of Kalamos, 3 from the Ruby Spellstone, 3 from the other Ruby Spellstone. And so, you know, when I look at that and I go, oh, you only had 5 cards left, I still feel pretty happy, right? Our 30 cards defeated 32 of his cards. 1 was left on the board and 5 were in the hand, so... This guy's got a big turn ahead of him. Two Shivering Tempests as well. Oh yeah, 10 cards. 10 cards. Yeah, so I think he just roasts and toasts us. That's fine. She's not that strung out about it. She's not that brokenhearted. I got up at 7:45 today, and let me be real clear about one thing. I did not want to get up at 7:45 today. It took me an hour and a half just to feel conscious enough to be able to go to the gym. I'm trying to fix my sleep schedule a little bit. It's not like heinously off, but I keep staying up a little too late. I'm just feeling bad. So this is a completely acceptable thing to run down. He doesn't have a weapon.
Pinch of death cup, heel of shoe.
8/8.
Be reborn in the curse!
Okay, so this is a really high value play, right? We hit here and we hit here, and then we do out the Dragon's Fury, which majority of the time deals more damage, but the rest of the time that it doesn't, we just point out the hero power and roll in the 8/1. A pinch of what? I don't know. A pinch of Ichor? Pinch of death come, heel of shoe. That's what I hear. We have the Tarantus counter, so let's get Tarantus out there. Potato vibrato. Well, I think this play's fun, so I'm gonna do this one. Kabam! Pinch of Deathcap, heel of shoe. Deathcap, it's like a type of mushroom. It's like one of those things that only shows up in fantasies. Excuse me, in fantasy stories. Like, you only ever talk about mithril, inventories, deathcaps. These are all just standard RPG fantasy shit, man. So in this particular circumstance, I think that what we generally wish to do is to draw and build more value for an upcoming Dragon's Fury, right? We'll take a little damage, but I think we're okay. I mean, we have 2 Blizzards, a Meteor, and a Flame Strike, so Dragon's Fury should be super good. We have 2 single target spells, so we just want to give them the opportunity.
Need a key?
I gotta cut these cards. Because if priests get them, we just lose.
Nick! Oh, a shadow.
We gotta do it. Oh, fuck this. Oh my god, that's the worst one to have given him. Kinda need to have some board presence right now, but god, is that a terrible one to have given him. Oh my god, that hurts so bad! Woo! Oh my god. Oh, it's like, I still feel like there's just waves of pain.
I must consider.
Oh, that was a terrible play. Okay, well, he's not playing one. This is a hilariously potent card because he doesn't really have any spells.
Awaken, my children.
Okay. I mean, we just Stonehill and keep building to get a massive Doomsayer Blizzard turn. I like this one. He's used a mind control as well, which feels really good. He still has another Arcane Tyrant in his hand. Yes, this is what I'm fucking talking about. Bring out these two, followed up with the Lich King. That makes me want to run my own Lich King, man. Like, cut the Tar Creeper. Let's get the Lich King in here. Cut a Bonfire Elemental. Let's get the Lich King in here, man. It's nice and big and thick, and it's a taunt.
Is someone injured?
Ooh, he reeks of desperation. Lich King, maybe Lich King's actually shit in this deck. As I'm sitting here thinking about it, I think the Lich King's actually really bad in this deck because it has like Obliterate and Death Grip and just like a bunch of not great effects. So we'll Voodoo Doll this. Sweet Essence. You know, I actually think that I do this one instead.
Job's done.
Someone hates paladins. You actually think Lich King has an anti-synergy, because nothing's really that great. We have Death Grip, Obliterate, which costs us health.
Well played.
Well, I got Dragon Collar, yeah. You can win without her. You're in okay shape. I don't feel great about it, but I don't feel terrible either. Maybe a Ysera's okay.
daughters
Just
of
Mitch
flame.
Frostlich Jaina.
Awaken.
It's pretty funny. It's actually quite funny.
Job's done.
Is someone injured?
Very well. So, like... What's the best way to do this? I think we just shoot right in here. Might be able to draw Frostlich Jaina. We might not. We also might not. A little bit like the knots have it.
Need a key?
I think I'm just gonna go to 1, man. I feel just painfully low on the spells, you know. We got 1. So I don't think anything really saves us here. These bonfire elementals have been pretty underwhelming to me. Hey.
Out of my jungle! Me angry! Not away!
Epic fit.
Kinda gotta get these little nerds out of the way.
Wow.
Because he could have a... Because then he could mind control tech. I'm really not feeling these guys. Arcane Keysmith does not feel great. Arcane Keysmith does not feel that great. Whoops. Let us investigate. I think I actually preferred the ice barrier because I'm always going to be able to get those puppies drawn. Maybe these. Let me do some investigative work here real fast. Some investigative work. You know, oh no, it's an arcanologist. I like an arcanologist. I like an arcanologist again. I think I'm gonna go with another idea that I think makes a lot of sense, which is Syndragosa, because this is an intimidating thing pre-Jaina, and I think I have enough control down here. Bonfire Elemental. I think that if I'm just running, maybe that's actually okay like that. I think it's actually too much card draw. think I like this. I think I like this. I think I like this. What makes Dragon's Fury much worse? I think that you're vastly overstating it. It's not horrific by any means. It's not ideal, but the old version of this ran ice blocks instead of ice barriers, and then a lot of the surrounding core was the same. Now, I do believe that we hard lose to a Shutterwalk deck, so that's not good. If you have too much card draw, consider the 4/4 for 5 that grows with draw. No, because I don't have a lot of card draw. I have too much card draw. This deck hardly wants to draw cards. It wants to just have extremely high value plays and grind someone down. And you have to be very careful about drawing too many cards, because you'll draw through your deck. And because I'm, like, my win condition is a Frostlich Jaina paying for 3 a turn, so it's pretty unspectacular. Like, Pyros just keeps coming back to the hand. I mean, we honestly don't really have... This is... I think it's just the Bonfire and Harrison is the only card draw that would proc that. This... Does that proc when it says draw a card? Like, draw that specific card? I'm curious about that. We now have to race our opponent down, which we don't particularly want to do, but what are you going to do?
Mind if I roll need?
I want value generation. This is what I keep bringing up. So I keep bringing up things like the Ruby Spellstone and stuff. I mean, what if we just cut the Dragon's Furies, put in the Ruby Spellstones? Yeah, I mean, there's no way we're winning this game. This is like actually a 0% chance we win against this. This is just a straight up lose matchup. Yeah, maybe we remove focus on the bigness side, aka we get rid of Raven Familiars and Dragon's Fury. Or we could also just run one Dragon's Fury and not treat it as big sweeping. So our health doesn't matter, so we may as well draw. We can still run a hefty amount of expensive spells. Maybe I just shouldn't view this as a big mage, but just as a value mage. Like, Dragon's Fury to deal 3 damage is not bad in the current meta. Such as this board. So we know that he has Grumble World Shaper in there. It's the bottom end that needs some cleaning. If we cut the Raven's Familiars and Dragon's Fury, what would happen? Certainly this is the play. Play a Flame Strike and a Meteor.
I cast Arcane Missile!
I have some weird ideas.
Calamos rises.
Well, he hasn't grumbled yet, but he does have it in hand. Which makes me really frown. Yeah, I think Ruby Spellstone sounds pretty tight. A Ruby Spellstone Grinder Mage. What's this thing? Wow. Alright, so he's probably going to feel rather obligated to clear. So, he hasn't Shutter Walked, so we're expecting a Volcano this turn. Or, like, Hero Power Lightning Storm. Or Hex Lightning Storm. Just something that overloads him, too.
I will show you fear.
Okay. It's fine as well. Not taunt. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright.
I found it first.
So if he has... This is like one of the only ways that we can sort of like rush beat down this fucking man. And he basically needs a double sweeper, and if he has that, then we're dead into water. Shit. We have lost the game.
That belongs in a museum.
If we won this, though, that would be the most amazing heroic maneuver. I don't think there's any way that we can win. I'm gonna spend some time going for face. Maybe the Raven can draw us anything at all. Alright, Harrison, get in there. Do your dirtiest. Do your dirtiest. We're close. We're so close. If he grumbles, man, that's the danger pain. Alright, we got some answers. He's like, I've done it. I've done it all. I don't really know how we win. I think maybe a Shutterwalk is the literal bottom card in his deck.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think we're dead. Nice job.
You win this.
There is no way we can win it. Definitely. So I want to look at this. I want to look at this idea. So the idea that we've been going for is that we need to try to have a lot of big spells to have synergy with Raven's Familiar and Dragon's Fury. Now, what if we just got rid of this? Got rid of this guy. Let me pull some cards out for a moment. I just want to look. We're just looking. We are just looking. So we outright lose to Shutterwalk, right? We outright lose to Shutterwalk. I am going to... Whoa! 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 I'm going to try... Here's my inquiry. If I can get these lesser ruby spellstones in, that could be super powerful for us. It's okay to have a small amount of card draw. It's okay. Do we have enough against the aggro paladins? Part of me thinks that we do. We just need to make sure we have enough elementals. This is where I think the fireflies are pretty gosh darned good. And then we would say, yeah, we're running this. Sometimes it's gonna rip on one of these two smaller ones, but that's why we have some of these meteor removals. We could also put in another flame strike alternatively. Isn't 2 polymorphs a bit much in this floody meta? Not really, because these are pretty important for... Remember, the goal is to draw slow. Draw slow, right? We're trying to base this off the old big mage that was legendary status last time. So we're investigating if we can do something. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We only have 8 elementals. Are there any good elementals? We don't really need the polymorphs at all against flood decks. We'll just blow it up with Dragon's Fury. Are there any good elementals anymore? The thing is that Dragon's Fury is really nice as a 5-mana card. It's really, really nice. Trying to think, because Dragon's Fury has been historically quite good when we've been up against Q blocks in the past, but then we also had Kabbalist Tomes that could proc a lot of nice stuff. So if we put these in, I feel like we'll probably just want Fireflies. I'm really trying to make this card work, because I think that that's a nice card. I think another Flame Strike makes sense. You know? I think it might be a little crazy on the high-end removal, but there's enough spiteful decks there that I feel acceptably justifiable doing that. Now, so we have 2 more spots left. What does my brain tell me that this deck needs? Let's see. So I think we're actually pretty good against the aggro decks with the Fireflies, the Pyros, Ice Barrier, these sweepers. Feels like we're okay. Maybe we need something right in here in the 5 slot. Maybe Harrison again. Don't want to draw too much, but against the decks that do run that, I think that this is actually okay. Part of me thinks it would be funny to run a second weapon removal. Just the hate weapon removal. Syndragos is probably a little better. If we're stable at the low end, we want to have an intimidating threat. Maybe Big Game Hunter. Shimmering Tempest, more free spells. Maybe. I think I'm okay down here. I really think it's right in here. Cone of Cold feels pretty fucking good. Or Frost Nova. Actually, Frost Nova might be just right. Or maybe just one Arcane Intellect. Again, we're trying to de-emphasize card draw and kind of fatigue the grind out. Kind of like Cone of Cold a little better. I think Cone of Cold. So we're not trying to go hard into elemental style. Like Servant of Kalamos, like, just doesn't really do anything for us. I think Tar Creeper is pretty strong card, but only against some matchups. I mean, I think we've been, like, historically we've been really crushing it in the like, so if you look at this deck, here's the thing. Since we've been playing today, this deck has been pretty crushing of Paladins. We have not had a lot of trouble there. And we now have Fireflies, Arcanologist, Doomsayer, Ice Barrier, and a shitload of high-end sweepers. So it appears that we have a low end that can stabilize, and then a high end that can continue to crush as we get our huge dudes up. The question that I have is, okay, how do I ensure that I don't run out of steam against, like, spiteful decks or Q blocks? That's why I'm saying something right up here. So when I look at, like, Servant of Kalamos, does that really help me that much? on one hand, it is nice because... actually, wait a minute. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4... 6. I think 1 Dragon's Fury. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 elementals. That should be enough for this. Does Dragon's Fury really help us that much? Yeah, I mean, it kind of does. Let's try 1. This is a little bit of a weird sort of thing, but go ahead and do it. I'm also going to run and go get some coffee.
Jaina versus Thrall.
For Doomhammer.
You asked for it.
Ugh. Okay, so we're against... Oh, we fucking lost. This sucks. Shutterwalk decks are just the hard counter to any slower control deck. The reason I'm opting to even do this deck at all is the fact that in the current meta, Shutterwalks have kind of toned down because a lot of Shutterwalk peoples are realizing that it's a losing deck. And so if it's Q blocks, mid-range decks, and flood decks, I actually think a hyper-control-y style deck like this, like a fatigue grinder deck, is an acceptable solution. I really genuinely think that it is. Someone was watching Savitz this morning.
Well played.
This deck's awesome. This is a Murloc deck that runs Shutterwalk in order to recast all the Murloc buffs. And then it also has Bloodlust and Totems and a bunch of other cool things. And recall that Shutterwalk will also proc the Megafin battle cry of refilling your hand. This is a really cool deck. Anyway, so I think that if the meta's slower decks consist of basically Q blocks, and the faster decks consist of these Floodful bums. It makes me think that there's hyper-control-y decks that could be created. Bring it on. You remember this? This is everything.
How long can this go on? How long can this go on?
Okay.
I found it first.
This card's actually way nicer than I think it is. Seems tough. It seems tough. You know, we could always try to figure out a way to make Shadow Priest work. I mean, Psychic Scream is there, but that's anti-helpful. Oh, God. Yeah, Psychic Scream is, I think, a fascinating card because it basically forces you, the priest, to not be so controlling. Alright, so... Blizzards are going to be very high value here. It's going to get upgraded because we're going to Flame Strike Arcane Tyrant. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to think of like the best ultra fatiguey deck that there may be. It's probably actually just a control warrior. Control warrior with Dead Man's Hand, man. Good old DMH control warrior. You know that might actually do it. Are you consider any control hunter? I don't even think that there is good, true control hunterage. I think at this point it's largely just a high-end deck that chills for a few turns and then just blows everything the fuck up!
There is little time.
Jackpack says... Oh my god. Jackpack says... Gina suggests one more time so I'm not spamming. What about quest paladining? Some bells makes you able to just make a mid-range or control paladin that comes with a few more win conditions with Galvadon and Lunessa. Yeah, we can actually do that. Get some random bullshit going. Boom, there it is. Cabal's Tome, DIY. Make some eggs for dinner, man. I'm hungry. Yeah, we could do a big badass Galvadon, man. There's another one. Freeze and Megafin. They're all gonna die at the end of the turn. Boo.
Reality won't hammer.
All right, so I think that this is nigh time to blow them on up. Yeah, dude, the lesser ruby spellstones, even with a relatively modest amount of elementals, feels really good. Like, see, imagine if instead this was, you know, like a Stonehill Defender. I mean, it's okay. So we'll get him down to 3. We can probably draw 3 damage, right? 7 here, 2 there, puts in a 3. Feel good to pull a Dragon's Fury, though. That's the thing, is that, you know, like, I actually think that a large percentage of the time we're okay dealing 2 damage with Dragon's Fury. We can't treat it as a I mean, this is actually gonna hurt him quite badly when we just rip a Frostbolt or something. Well, yeah. Yeah. Yep. That's how it's done. Now, technically, what we could have done is this and this, but I did get the Pyroblast, so I think that this is the far superior lethal. And as we know from historical attempts to do this, this has never turned out badly for me, passing up lethal to shoot someone with Pyroblast ever in my life. No, I know, like, I literally just got done explaining that Flame Geyser and Ping was lethal, but we gotta go for the Pyroblast. Are you kidding me? We ripped a Pyroblast. We never get to cast this spell. Pyroblast was like my first true love in this game, where I made a spell power only mage deck that ran 2 8-mana Pyroblasts.
Always little time.
It's like, healing rain, healing rain. I'm like, oh, fuck! Like, hell, even if he does 1 healing rain, we're kind of in trouble. Shouldn't be running healing rain because he's a Murloc deck. Alright, we did it. God, that animation is so satisfying. The big spinning flaming ball. Alright. I think I'm going to play this till we lose.
Jaina versus Anduin.
I think I'm gonna win, and I'm gonna kick this kid in his shin. Sending these 3 cards back in. Let's just draw the Lesser Ruby Spellstone and really end it for him, huh? This is okay. Oh my god. I swear, there are devices that are just listening to me, man. I swear, I'm convinced of this. I think I sound like a superstitious old fogey. But, like, I have an internet browser open on this page. You know, just for usual checking of things.
Is someone injured?
You're over there, you all wonderful people. Let's see what he does. We might Doomsayer right away, but we'll see. Last night, a friend was, for the first time, telling me about Transcendental Meditation. Something I've never really heard that much about, right? Transcendental Meditation. Just, it was said like 4 times. Have you ever heard of Transcendental Meditation? No, I've never heard of Transcendental Meditation. And now there's an advertisement in this web browser window for Transcendental Meditation. Like, I don't personally meditate. I don't do any of that shit. It was not typed, it was only spoken. This has happened way too much. Have you actually tested it thoroughly? The listening stuff, I mean? Yeah, maybe. Maybe what I should do is I should go to a random Wikipedia page. I should call a friend, tell them to go to a random Wikipedia page that's on their computer. By God, we've done it. Isn't transcendental referring to like sine, cosine, e to the x? I think it's that, what is it? Transcendental numbers are numbers that are roots to polynomial equations with integer coefficients. Is that right? Am I remembering my math? I'm not good at continuous math.
Incredible discovery.
Transcendental numbers. Transcendental is a real number that is not the solution of any single variable polynomial equation whose coefficients are all integers. Yeah, my bad. All transcendental numbers are irrational numbers, but the converse is not true. There are some irrational numbers that are not transcendental. Yeah. So I had the exact flippy flip side of it. So he is running a Mass Dispel, which would lead me to believe confidently that this is not... This is not a, my eyeballs. This is not a spiteful deck. Can you do stuff with the new board? I think I can close this. I can wiggle these wheels. I can wiggle this wheel. I think I can rustle the bushes. No, I can hold this and lift it up. Ah! Ah! I can donk this. Let's go to 24. I think that is an acceptable loss. See over here, I think there's a loose roof tile here. These can turn on and off. Oh yeah, that's right, this thing. This can... Oh yeah, you can wiggle the gravestones, turn them into ghosts. This guy, I love it. You hit him right on his head nipple and he just gets axed. This is an acceptable turn, I think, to just run out this. This is going to be critical to do the growth of the lesser ruby spellstones. So bright in my fucking room. So I think I do bonk this guy. This is a more powerful effect. Since he's not spiteful, I'm not worried about Tyrantus. Polymorph's better for things that have death rattles and shit. Oh shit, look at this. Wait, can I? Yeah.
Must consider.
Yeah. Yeah. Why can't I move it now? Yeah, we're making soup now, baby. Lana! Take a little pain in Spain. Did I just opt for the Dragon's Fury? Yeah, I guess I did. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, shit. Hell yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. Hi. Yeah. Oh, let's go. Do it. Get it done, baby. Oh, there it is. This is so sick. Alright, what else can I do in here, man? Did I do it wrong? Mind Blast! Oh, dude. I know what to do. Shit. This guy feels really divine. Inner fire. You know what? Let's get out of the way now. Reveal Lesser Ruby Spellstone. Boom. Potato, potato. Alfredo, Alfredo. Got so much single target removing power in this deck. I already dragged the ingredients over, man. I don't know how to make this do anything, man. Shaking it up. Stirring it up. Shake it, and then stir it. Oh, gosh. I want to be able to make my soup, dude. Well, that one's gonna turn into a sheep. Oof. So we use a Flame Strike and a Dragon's Fury. See, I kind of like having 5 and up costers. Except 3 damage. I don't want to play these guys yet because they're so critical to this. And I mean, it's not going to do anything. It's better to wait for Frostlich Jaina. These are very good early or very late. It's in the middle that they sort of struggle. Getting hero power. Losing value. James the Moose says if you get the recipe just right in the soup pot, it detonates the Ungoro board somewhere else. I know just the thing. Ooh. Oh, value out of this little guy. Look at this little badass. Well, I'm starting to think this is just a regular old priest that's going to try to divine inner fire me to death. Very well. Alright, time to ping for one. Dude, look at us. Look at us. We've out-controlled a control guy. We're the fucking best. We are the very, very best. Woohoo! Yeah, you would, Psychic Scream. You're terrified of me, dude. You just given me more elementals to play for my Ruby Spellstones. Mwah, 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 mwah. Alright, let's start powering these guys up, huh? That's enough for now. No, it's never enough. Woohoo! Yeah, we're gonna get more elementals, dude. Sick. Dude, less Ruby Spellstone. Mwah.
Meddlesome insect.
Alright, I'm gonna shoot this guy. I'm gonna ping him. He's got 7 cards. I've got 10. He's helping me, man. He's Psychic Screaming me left and right. Alright, I think I know what to do with this guy. Alright, are you ready? Yeah, typing intensifies, it's right. I gotta say, the weirdest thing about being a streamer is that I basically do not get to do real basic shit, like answer emails, respond to people during the day when things have some sort of criticality to the response. James DeVos says Day 9 casually hacking. I love the way hacking is portrayed so much. You know what? Here's how every scene in hacking should work. It should have someone going, alright, I'm gonna hack him. And the other person says, really? How? And he says, hold on, I'll take care of it. And then it cuts to 5 hours later and he's like, I think I've done it, and I don't know why it works, but I think it's working. And you're like, okay. This has too good a synergy with Baron Geddon for heals. That's the way it should work, man. That's the way it should work. I don't really want to run out this yet. Here, I'm gonna do this. Look at the threat. What's he gonna do? This one's about to grow up. Friedan says, do you mean to tell me that the illustrious film known as Swordfish does not accurately portray hacking? It accurately constructs a scene that's memorable. You making quite a mistake. Oh, look at that, dude. He like heals it up. That's so funny. He can't deal with this anymore.
I'm out of cards.
He could have a Quartz Elemental, but it's fine. At least 4 screens. You know, my understanding in my experience of programming, is that about 95% of programming is this.
The light has betrayed me.
I think I know how to organize it. That's programming, dude. Dude, why do my eyes hurt so much today? I feel so bright. Kropus' boyfriend works at AWS, can't confirm he organizes. You know, I don't know if this is necessarily any of you more veteran programmers. So I've technically programmed my whole life, but not super. Very well. Give him cake.
Ambrosia.
You know, I made little games in BASIC and QBasic as a kid, and then took, you know, C++ in high school, and then took a variety of programming courses in college. Did a bunch of stuff with a lot more of the more math and science side of programming in the early years there, like MATLAB and Mathematica, and there's one other program I used a lot.
Shadowy thoughts.
Slipping my mind. A lot of just big number database shit. Go ahead, clear my board. Good. And then did, obviously work in game engines since then.
Daughters of flame, awaken.
See, we waited to play this until we played as Anduin. Maple, that's what it was. Maple. Thank you, 5991. Yeah, did a bunch of shit in that, but like, I really feel like so that's been my experience set. So I haven't done a lot of like super large scale, you know, projects that were purely under my directive from an, you know, a coding architectural standpoint. It's kind of cute.
No, your victory proves nothing.
But I bring this up because I really feel like programming is actually like, there's like 10 concepts, and no matter what, you're only ever using those 10 concepts just in more and more and more complicated layered ways. It's honestly virtually identical to the experience of playing Factorio, where each individual thing is so basic and so understandable. It's not like you work your way past these 10 concepts and build up, and now you get concepts 11 through 15 that only exist when you're managing 200,000 lines of code. It feels so much to me like it's just actually these 10. It's just again. I'm thinking through how those little corner cases intersect. Once again, distributed systems concepts change quite a bit. You know what? That's actually fair. If you just take any genre of programming that you're working in, oh my god, does he ever not draw the nuts? I don't think so. Any genre that you begin to go down. Genre's not the right word, but I don't give a fuck. Maybe field? AI has its own set of techniques. Yeah, you just brought up distributed systems has its own techniques. Network, engineering, graphics, programming, all that sort of shit has its own sort of set of techniques. This is so fucking unfair. Oh my golly goddamn. Alright. How do we want to kill him? Oh my god, Grumpu's off to see A Quiet Place. I saw A Quiet Place this weekend! Yes! It was so good! I love A Quiet Place, man! Oh shit, that one was good. Do I just chuck this puppy out? Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, no. Quiet Place was unbelievable last. Good. I enjoyed that movie so much. I enjoyed A Quiet Place so much. I liked it so bad. Loved it. No, don't draw, no! I think I'm just chilling, man. This could be a spiteful. Given that it is a spiteful, I think that it's intelligent to just... Would he run this? I just don't understand the big bad dire mole. I'm gonna do this so he can't distribute his healing, so he has 3 heal targets. Oh shit, that's not what we hoped would happen. Bongo Copter. Hello. You can just donk him right there, man. Dude, I really like the way the Lesser Ruby Spellstone plays in this puppy. I also saw Isle of Dogs, which on one hand was like wildly charming and just great out of 8. See, this is part of the reason why I was so hyped about the counter spell. Well, we did get a little lucky, and for that we only have me to thank. Yeah, that's actually way better.
The end is coming!
So now we'll have to heal this instead of that. Isle of Dogs is on one hand unbelievably charming and really great. The treatment of Japanese culture kind of I feel like makes you just at least marginally uncomfortable when you're watching it. Yeah, man, no one knows what this deck is. Deadpool 805. Neither do I. Ooh. Dithanosis, can I post you a link? My mission specifically relates to digging into concepts you might take for granted and it uses graph rendering pipelines as an example. Dude, I would love for you to link that. I thought maybe you could save the Doomsayer for Blizzard Doomsayer to set up Jaina. Yeah, I think that's certainly a possibility. That we're gonna get punished for right here, but I'm pretty content with doing it in this order because I would have rather saved the polymorph. Could have Blizzard and then gone Blizzard Doomsayer, but I think it's actually okay. I'm just gonna run it out.
Do not fear power.
My thought process was
Those who
I want to save the polymorph, and so I think that and my head said don't do that, do Frost Nova Doomsayer instead, and I think that what I should have done is Blizzard Pass.
Mushroom power!
I mean, this feels like a really great turn. It's not in good shape. He's both his Spitefuls. He's just gonna have, like, free from Amber and shit. This is okay. Whatever he picks, we win. like how this is feeling again. This is why I enjoyed playing this deck. We can kill up Katharina Whisper Bisper. Oh, my eyeballs. You know what? I think this problem might be solvable with the power of a banana. Ooh, I think I never play. What's it gonna be, Deadpool?
Truth is found in death.
I have a solution. It's gonna look a lot like the board state that we just got. Oh my god, it's a big bad dire mole. Let's get some water.
Must consider.
Sometimes when I'm watching my cat sleep, I just can't help but be worried about the shape of their spines. I like to just fold it over. This is a good board. I'm really glad we're running the second flame strike. I think it's correct. Oh my god. I forgot that the theme of today is, as was just stated in chat, it's against all odds. God, Red Venge, you're a genius. Monkey Micho says, so anyone here is excited for me, as excited as me for Super Troopers 2? I gotta tell you, man, I saw that trailer. The trailer I saw was like the worst trailer I've ever seen. It was so bad. Expectations, the movie is not gonna be quite that quality, but god damn. Ah, god dickety damn.
Reality.
Yep, hard running too. The army of 3/6s descends. As soon as I started to give full preview games for Frostpunk, can't wait to see you play. The games look gorgeous and brutal. I'm gonna play the shit out of that on release day on Tuesday. I think I actually don't know what to do about God of War, because this Friday I actually have to drive to a wedding. So I'm gonna have to close the stream early. I'm gonna try to start it early and end it early so we just get like a good 4 hours in. I need my glasses. I just need them. Only sunglasses in the whole house.
Jaina versus
There it is. Oh god.
Forest fights back. You
Just
guys
having light
forest.
sensitivity is really it. I don't look cool. I don't feel cool. We're against a druid? No, no, no. So this is, are you happy with your level of pettage? Oh yeah, I like my two babies just the way they are.
Nature's blessings upon you.
What about the hat? No. Thought about being sick Friday? Nah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There it is. Those are hideous. These are the ugliest glasses. I don't even know how I own them. I have no clue. These are just heinous, hideous, gross, and insidious. No reason to rush down the Ruby Spellstone. That reflection. Yeah, you like that? You like this little reflection? Yeah. You can see a Hearthstone. Oh. Alright, now what sort of druid might we be? This could be the token druid. Could be that obnoxious ass taunt druid. Gonna go with the world's greatest grandpa mug. You also got another one from Goodwill that says services superstar. It's like So he's drawn cards, is he? I think we just ping and pass. This point could be very useful. Like, if he's a token druid, I'd love to be able to have an 11 mana turn, you know, like Dragon's Fury Blizzard.
That was wild.
Dude, she is the most annoying human being in the world. I really don't know what this guy is.
That belongs in a museum.
Couldn't tell you if I tried. Glasses allow me to see in 3D? No. That was wild! Dude, Linessa is so obnoxious. So, on the off chance that this is a Hadronox deck, I'm going to sort of dampen the threateningness of his taunts. I've been seeing some Hadronox decks that are pretty wild. Like, Hadronox, I learned today, it's a beast. So there's that one card that's like, summon a random beast that died this game. You just have Hadronox in there. Yeah, I think this is a Hadronox deck. Think it I do. Pretty sure it's a Hadronox deck. Pretty damn sure. So the way the Hadronox deck works is that you play Hadronox and you run a Naturalize. Yeah, this is the Hadronox deck. It's a Hadronox deck with a Naturalize, permitting you to just blow all the shit up. So we're going to try to clear, and we're going to try to hang it around 7 cards.
I found it first.
7 is the right number, so we don't mill with a Naturalize. She runs a shitloads of taunts, And then you use the 3 mana card that summon a beast, and then you cube Hadronox to refill your board. Cube dies, you get 2 more Hadronoxies. Again, you don't really get the choice to cube or not cube the Hadronox. That's what makes his deck particularly strong. So we're at 8. Fuck.
What to do? What to do?
What do we do here, man? Seriously. I don't think I meteor this. We definitely don't do that. Do I voodoo doll this? God, I really don't want to pass. Oh, fuck, that's right. We did give him a beast with the polymorph. Yeah, you see why I was hesitating so much the last turn? Why I was going, I really don't want to.
It's too full.
Whew! Praise be on Jesus.
Reality woven.
An incredible discovery.
You naturalize the first Hadronox always to ensure that it dies. Polymorph's nice because it gives him a beast. That's kind of what I did not think as much about. See how obnoxious the Hadronoxus is. So the only way you can get it is with that resummon a beast, and we polymorphed the Lich King, which actually is pretty nice. Like, what if he resummons a friendly beast that died this game and gets the sheet? Ah, fuck. Oh, shits. Take a little pain here, but then have a good turn. Oh, come on! Fuck. Alright, where's my elemental friend, huh? Yeah, we're losing a lot of HP here. Basically, it's just Blizzard. I think that's it. This is a cool deck, huh? Pyros, okay. Fuck. Alright. Oh, shit! Die! Fucking snap freeze! Alright, I'm out of here.
You win.
I think I need to value my blizzards way higher. Oh god, I was in the second one. I think I'm justifying to myself the Ruby Spellstone. We got him with the snap freeze. It's like, whoa! He's dead! He was alive just a second ago. What happened? Snap freeze happened.
Jaina versus Gul'dan.
Your soul shall be mine.
You asked for it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we win. We win. I'm telling you, I'm calling it right now. We beat this cube lock. This is it. This is the cube lock success story you've all been waiting for. Oh my god. Oh, it just feels so good to have beaten a warlock. Look at that. Harrison Jones sitting right there with his scheming little pyramid hands. This is absolutely it. Turn 1, Kobold Librarian. Here it comes. Oh my god, is it a zoo deck? Is it a fucking zoo deck? Oh, come on in the... Guys. Well, that's fine. We do have some anti-zoo tools. And our deck should be the anti-zooiest thing that there ever were.
I greet you.
I don't say shit back, no Marillin. I say nothing. I hold my tongue. Bop me. See where it gets you. Yeah, see that? He's frightened. Hopefully it's a cube lock that's so scared he runs a Voidwalker. Bop. Dot by. Bop. I'd ideally not like to run down more of these little elementalists. Darren Frostbrown, Elementalist. Social Sean doesn't say hi, that's right. You say hi to me and I'm just like... What the what? Anyone have any ideas? What is this person? Hey, Albazurgai, love you too. Anyone have any clue what this man is? 'Cause I don't know. It's not an odd lock, it's not an even lock.
How long can this go on? How long can this go on?
Keloseth Zoo is all I can think of.
The end is coming!
Keloseth Zoo. He's run 1 mana, 3 mana, and Keloseth Synergy mana. I hate these glasses. But I don't hate you. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, our opponent maybe messed up a little bit, Desky.
Oh, it's... Oh, this is your sunglasses. Do you want to knock them off the table? There you go. No Push, push, little sweetheart. Yeah. Hi. Yeah. Yeah, getting the smells in. Yeah, it's pretty good. We got some smells in there. Alright, well, we do run 2 flame strikes, 2 meteors, 2 blizzards. It really looks like the whiffiest zoo there ever were. Do I even clear this board? I think I don't. I think I just put up my shield. Alright, here we go. Valdizzle says, I made a little concept for a new Hearthstone keyword and would love to get feedback from people. Am I allowed to link a Reddit post in the chat? Yeah. Well, I think, can you just tell us the mechanic? Can you type the mechanic in chat? If you type the mechanic, and it deserves a longer, more thoughtful read. I think that's what makes sense. I had a lot of fun inflating this mushroom. I'm gonna do it again. We also have to make sure that we're managing our lesser ruby spellstone values. Hey, Death.
Unleash me.
Still think I wait on the flame strike. Yeah, this is way better. This will generally clear. Hi, Gaspy. I love this little gray cat. You still hold on to your original opinion on Archmage Arugula? I don't remember what it was, but probably. I don't think it was that great. Ah, yeah. Scooty Booty Ding Dong says, I missed your stream yesterday. Did you talk about the movies you went to see over the weekend? Yeah, man, I saw A Quiet Place. I actually consumed a lot of media this weekend. Yeah, dude, A Quiet Place was amazing. Isle of Dogs was really charming and in a lot of ways amazing, but makes you a little uncomfortable, the treatment of the Japanese culture at times. Not consistently throughout, but there's a few things in there that was just like, so many bats. Is this a good day to flame strike? I think the argument is no. I think we'd say no to that. Because we're doing pretty good. We could say no. But I also saw first few episodes of Lost in Space, which has just appallingly mediocre dialogue. Like, there's this one redheaded girl in the show, and like 100% of her lines, I'm like, oh my god, they handed her the script and we're like, just read this. Oh my god, so the dialogue is so bad at times, and I enjoyed it so much. Oh my god.
I wonder.
Speak your piece.
Bad in a good way. More like bad in a cringy way, but that's fine. Like, I like /r/cringe, man. I like that experience of waking up in the morning and being like, alright, we don't really want to do this, but we're gonna make ourselves do this. Our cringe. Open it, and it's just like, oh, God. God, that was cringy. God. Like, Yeah, I think I saw another show. I still need to go back and finish Altered Carbon, which should be so unbelievably up my alley, but frankly, I feel a sufficient amount of stress and strain lately that I just like shows that are easy watches and just calming and reassuring and positive. Great example of which, oh my god, you know it. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, baby. Who's ready for that 10-10 next turn, man? I know I am. Oh yeah, I also watched Wild Wild Country. That was like insane. It's like that was a documentary where I didn't know whose side I was on. Like, man, a lot of these people are just like kind of like assholes, man. Oh my god. All right. We may be a little bit fucked now. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, maybe we're okay. Alright, so I mean, I have to donk like this, right? So if we go... Maybe I should have killed those giants last time. Damn. I haven't been watching any super intense, tough, tricky, painful, tense, watch-through type showy things lately, so... You know, we might actually be dead. We might actually have died. Let's see, we're gonna go to 5. Okay. I mean, this marginally assists us. Now, we can certainly ping and play this guy, but then he'll chomp us twice, and we'll lose the game. I think we do this. If we Frostlich Jaina, then we've drawn the nuts.
Truth is found in death.
Fuck, he's smart. Damn it. What a dick. Okay, we lose. Alright, I'm switching decks. I think that I could have won that game. Blood Reaver Gul'dan kind of roasted me. I think I should have probably seen that one coming and been preparing for that and thought about that. My little eyeballs. Yeah. I'm gonna use restroom. We're gonna take ourselves a little breaky. We're gonna takey a little breaky. You know, I'm gonna call it like a 5-minute break. I think 5 minutes is good. This will give me plenty of time to find a really nice song. But I gotta ask, what type of music are we in the mood for? What type of music, man? What type of music? And let's not get specific song requests. Don't be just like, play Eminem, lose yourself. And then there's someone who's gonna be anti-clever and just like, I'm gonna say what he just said. Some jazz? Oh my god, the first request from Kadunka Chunk. You want some jazz? Yeah. I know just the thing.